Well, unfortunately, came out on the wrong end of another really close game. Give a lot of credit to Mississippi State. A very, very good football team, deserved their #1 ranking. Came to play, I think, as well as our guys did. Probably in the end did too many things against ourselves. We preached all week about this being all about Arkansas, which is kind of crazy to think about when you're playing a #1 team in the country, but it's the way our guys are wired. It's the way that they will be wired from here and from this point forward. They expect to win every game they're involved in. We just at times run out of the wrong horses and don't have enough of what we need to finish these things out. But I think it shows just the resiliency that our guys have and the faith that they're going to get. And just at this point, it's almost numbing to be so close and not be able to come out on top with one of these opportunities. But I can promise you, that we'll take a bye week, get a little bit better, get healthy, and nobody will attack these last 3 games in the entire country harder than the Arkansas Razorbacks. So good opportunities in front of us, but wish we could have had this one today.
What did you do early on to give them fits with their offense defensively?
I think our defense, we talked all week about, doing the things that we could do to make them try to beat us. We felt that if they could run the ball, it wouldn't, they'd be able to have success. We wanted to make them play a little left-handed. We thought if we could make them throw, we'd take advantage of some opportunities. I thought our guys did that very well. I think in the first half, that one scoring drive that they had, we had a little bit of a miscue as well. Again, it's 11 guys playing defense, just like they found that guy deep ball in the second half. It was one guy didn't get the call and wasn't in his deep third, and the result is a touchdown.
When Prescott obviously struggled, you guys picked him off a couple times. What did you think of him and that touchdown?
Well, he's a very good player. He's a physical quarterback. I think that's a very rare combination. He can run the football. He's a guy that's got good awareness out there on the field, to even come up with a play. It seemed like we were just right there a couple times to sack him. He'd just get that ball off in the nick of time.
Coach, what happened on the 69-yard pass play?
Yeah, I think we had obviously a bust in the back end. We didn't have a deep thirds player. We were playing a scheme that would have allowed us to have a deep thirds player in that near our bench, and we obviously didn't have it.
You said somebody just missed a call.
Yeah, we weren't able to execute. I think 10 out of 11 or 9 out of 11 had it, and one guy didn't.
On 4th and goal, you were down to about the 5-yard line. Did you want to call timeout?
No, we ran a play that we wanted to have a certain look, and if I just told Jimmy I'm going to walk down there, and if you didn't like the look, just let me know and I call a timeout. But they liked the look and went with it, and obviously didn't execute.
In your next last drive, you had 20-some plays, great drive, but then at the end they're able to make the goal line.
Yeah, I think after I called the 4th down play, I didn't call it after I said go ahead and run. What I try to do as a head coach is I always tell them on 2nd down and for sure on 3rd down, hey, you got 4 downs here. And when we got past midfield there, even though we had the 3 timeouts, I said we're in 4-down territory and we're going to live with it all the way to the goal line. And I didn't want to just come out of there with a 3-point opportunity. Wanted to go all the way down, and that's why we obviously went with it all the way down there.
How about the last drive? I know it didn't end like you wanted to, but you guys looked like you're dead meat.
Yeah, just so many things that as a head coach, I said it in here a couple weeks ago. Just seems like everything, nothing ever kind of bounces your way. We had a nice little return set up on that last punt return. I think that was within the hair of a chin going over that guy's head on the snap, and it doesn't happen. But I give a lot of credit. I wouldn't want to be in any other locker room than this one. And our kids will keep sawing wood, chopping wood, and we'll see where we go.
Trey, obviously very emotional after the game. Did you talk about that?
I think Trey is the epitome of what we're all about. The kid that came back for a senior year that believes in Arkansas Razorbacks. I think loves his teammates. The thing that he just kept saying, I preach to our guys is you keep working and eventually it's going to break through. And nobody works harder than him. And he can't see the rewards of it. Although I know, I can see the rewards for him personally because those scouts love him. But it's just wearing on him so hard. And a good man like he is, these losses take a toll on you. And I kind of just shared with him. I don't know if it's going to be, next game against LSU, or if it's going to be the game after that against Ole Miss, or our last game against Missouri, or next year when he's playing in the NFL, or it might be 5 years from now. He's going to be able to reflect on these moments and realize he championed them and is a better man for it.
Is Rohan okay?
No, I didn't get a medical on him. I know he went out there in that last drive. I don't know what the issue was.
Coach, talk about Hunter Henry's success in
Yeah.
the second half.
He's just, again, another great example of a very good young player. A kid of unbelievable work ethic, very talented football player, and he's starting to look like an SEC football player, and I think, him and Derbs, and Sprinkle got in there a lot today. Those guys are going to continue to be a monster for us.
Do you think Brandon just underthrew that last pass?
The last
just
pass.
a hair?
Yeah. I know we took a shot there, and obviously tried to take advantage of a play there in the end zone, but obviously it was a little underthrown.
If that is the number one team in the country out there, how close are you guys?
Well, I know that we can play with anybody that we line up against. When we play with an edge and play the way we're capable of playing, I know we can. But it doesn't do any good. I want to beat somebody, and we're a 4-5 football team that has got 3 guaranteed opportunities in front of us, and nobody will be licking their chops more than our guys to get a chance to play LSU. And we've ran into a lot of really great teaching moments. The champion will be the guy that just keeps the faith and keeps pushing ahead, because it's going to be awesome. I know it's very difficult for our players' families, as coaches, our coaches' families. But I just know and see and feel what's coming. It'll be just it'll make it when that happens so unbelievable.
Couple more, guys.
After A&M, that came at a good time with the open day.
Huge. Yeah, dude. I think it's. I thought, again, the way the schedule laid out for us to go 5 by 4 by 3, it couldn't, as far as that could be any better for us. I know we'll make history again. I think we just played 5 top 10 teams in our conference. That's never been done. So why not make it 6? I'm sure LSU will hold up their end of the bargain. So I think the things that we're playing against and seeing, I was talking with Dan beforehand, just both of us just amazed, how strong our league is, and even for the SEC West, just as an unbelievable schedule that lays in front of us right now. And again, I really am a firm believer that these things that you persevere through are only going to make you that much stronger and be able to survive the moment.
Brett, last one, their safeties were really deep most
Yeah.
of the game. Was there something that you saw you could do?
Well, I think towards the end of the game there, especially when it was evident that that we couldn't do anything but try to stop them running the football. Our guys were playing with a little bit of extra depth, but a little bit was by design too. So it wasn't anything special really.
Their safeties, they were playing you guys.
Well, I think they just didn't want to give up anything over the top. We hit the play action pass a couple times. Tried to hit one there in the first half on a 3rd and short. I thought we were just naturally a lot more aggressive today in our play calling, and they became aware of that and knew that they weren't going to be able to. They didn't want to give a freebie over the top.